Hello and welcome to our daily bulletin. Following are the headlines. Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc attends Investment and Tourism Promotion Conference in Guangxi. Overseas Vietnamese in Switzerland hold exhibition and forum on Vietnam's sovereignty in this sea. Remittances to Ho Chi Minh City reach $1.15 billion. The Central Province of Guangxi held a conference on April 17 to call for investment in its key socio-economic development projects in the 2016-2020 period. Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc attended the event. This was the first time such a large-scale conference was organized in the province. At the conference, provincial officials underlined that businesses' development will fuel Guangxi's growth. They promised to consider and approve investment registration within 10 days and license work permits for foreign workers within 4 days. They will also provide the best possible incentives for enterprises as in line with the government's regulations and ensure infrastructure for business operations. In his speech, Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc asked the provincial authorities to create the most favorable conditions for investors. He also affirmed that improving the business climate and increasing competitiveness are among the government's top priorities. He said Guangxi Province should enhance regional linkage and play an active role in the East-West Economic Corridor, considering it an opportunity for long-term development. The province should also develop well-trained human resources and further scientific technology application. He also told ministries and central agencies to support the province to strengthen its investment attraction, while calling on domestic and foreign companies to increase their presence in Guangxi. Earlier, Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc paid homage to heroic soldiers who laid down their lives for the fatherland's independence and freedom in the central province of Guangxi. The Prime Minister and local officials offered incense at the Trường Sơn National Martyrs Cemetery, the Road 9 National Martyrs Cemetery, the Guangxi Ancient Citadel, and the War Memorial on the northern bank of the Thạch Hãn River. He also paid tribute to late Party General Secretary Lê Duẩn at his memorial house at his birthplace. Overseas Vietnamese in Switzerland and the Switzerland-Vietnam Friendship Association held an exhibition and a forum on Vietnam's sovereignty in the East Sea in Geneva on April 16.
The exhibition featured 110 maps, documents and photos, which prove Vietnam's indisputable sovereignty over the Hoàng Sa or Paracel and Trường Sa or Spratly archipelagos in the East Sea. The exhibition also showcased materials on recent illegal actions of China, including invasions of Hoàng Sa in 1974 and Trường Sa's islands in 1988 and 1994. As well as artificial island building and militarization in the East Sea since 2014. A forum on the issue was organized the same day with Pierre Schiffery from the Geneva Lawyer Delegation and Ajuska Will, chairman of the Switzerland-Vietnam Friendship Associations, as its speakers. Ajuska Will stressed that regional instabilities are likely to become global instabilities, while Pierre Schiffery said the best solution is peaceful measures in line with international law. The event was rounded off with participants signing a petition sent to U.S. General Secretary Ban Ki-moon. The petition protests China's militarization in the East Sea, which seriously violates international law, while demanding China respect international law, stopping illegal actions, and strictly follow the Declaration on the Conduct of Parties in the East Sea.
The amount of remittances to Ho Chi Minh City in the first quarter of this year is estimated at $1.15 billion. The following report brings more details.
The State Bank of Vietnam's Ho Chi Minh City branch said there was no leap in the remittances to Ho Chi Minh City in the first 3 months, as dollar holders were still waiting to see the consequences of the central bank's recent policies before deciding on channels to invest in. Last year, Ho Chi Minh City received roughly $5.5 billion in remittances, inching up against its $5.2 billion in 2014. More than 70.8% of the remittance value flowed to production and business, while around 21.6% poured into real estate and 7% was for relatives. However, after a good year in 2015, some experts said they are not so confident that remittances will be stable in the upcoming months and years. According to them, the U.S. Federal Reserve is likely to continue implementing its roadmap to increase the interest rate on the greenback, affecting the dong to dollar exchange rate. This would make overseas Vietnamese reluctant to transfer their savings to the country, since they would receive fewer benefits from the transfers, except in cases where they are investing in projects with high returns. However, some experts have expressed a contrary opinion, saying a significant growth in remittances is likely this year. They said the forex rate between dong and dollar will likely increase by 3 or 5% this year, thus encouraging overseas Vietnamese to transfer more of their savings to Vietnam to enjoy the benefits of a favorable exchange rate. The clear recovery of the local real estate market and the amended housing law that allows foreigners and overseas Vietnamese to own houses in Vietnam are also important factors likely to motivate overseas Vietnamese to transfer their money here.
The national flag carrier, Vietnam Airlines, will add 136 one-way flights for domestic routes from April 28th to May 4th to meet increasing travel demands during the upcoming national holidays.
Accordingly, the carrier will provide some 250,000 seats on the extra flights across 9 domestic routes. They include 49 flights connecting Hanoi and Da Nang, 22 on the Hanoi-Phu Quoc Island route, 14 between Hanoi and Nha Trang, 16 for Hanoi-Huế, and 22 for Ho Chi Minh City, Phu Quoc Island. The number of seats is 10% higher than normal and represents a 35% surge against the same period last year. Tickets are available at the airline's website or the airline's booking offices and agencies nationwide.
The excavation of a 14th century stone citadel has started in the central province of Thanh Hóa. More details in the following report.
The excavation, carried out by experts from the Vietnam Archaeology Institute on a total area of 2,000 square meters at the Cano area north of Ho Dynasty Citadel, will last until August 15th. Objects unearthed during the excavation will be preserved by the Ho Citadel Heritage Conservation Center. The center will then propose methods to preserve the objects to the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism. The Ho Dynasty Citadel was Vietnam's capital under the Ho Dynasty, 1398-1407. The citadel was built in 1397 in Vĩnh Lộc district. It is the only citadel in the city built entirely of stone and remains nearly intact throughout the nation's history. The citadel was recognized as World Cultural Heritage Site by UNESCO on June 27, 2011. According to experts, the structure is an outstanding example of a new style of construction for a Southeast Asian imperial city.
The upcoming national holiday to celebrate the country's reunification day, April 30th, and May Day, will fall on a weekend and last 4 days, marking a great start for the 2016 summer tourist season. Let's see what people are planning for the vacation.
Aiming to take full advantage of the days off, Trịnh Minh Hoa has picked out a 5 days, 4 nights trip for her family to the Republic of Korea.
On April 30th, my husband and I will travel to Korea. We wanted a change of scenery and to discover the country.
According to tourism agencies, holidaymakers are gravitating towards overseas trips for this year's national reunification holiday, particularly Asian countries, to follow up after their domestic trips earlier during the commemorative anniversary of the Hung King's holiday.
My family is going on a tour to Hong Kong. It's right here in Asia, and I want my family to visit foreign countries.
There are two trends right now. People who want to travel within Asia, such as Thailand, Hong Kong, Singapore or Japan, and people who want to go further afield to Europe, Dubai and the US. In terms of pricing, the upcoming holiday is growing more competitive, with many international tours setting lower costs compared to last year.
Tour prices are dropping significantly. This year, a trip to Thailand will only cost you $350, or a trip to Dubai will be $1,500. This is the perfect opportunity for customers to get great deals.
Currently, most travel agencies have already hit 60% of their quota for the upcoming holiday. Travelers are advised to select their tours carefully through proper agencies to ensure high-quality trips.
Cuisine has been one of the biggest aspects of Vietnam in drawing foreign tourists who come to the country not just for eat, but also learn how to cook local dishes. Join us to visit a cooking class in Hanoi.
French tourist couple veteran Daniel and veteran Claude decided to spice up their holidays to Vietnam by taking a cooking class in Hanoi. It proved to be an unforgettable experience, helping them discover Vietnamese culture through preparation methods and flavors.
I knew about Vietnamese cuisine before coming here because there are also Vietnamese restaurants in France. However, I found that Vietnamese dishes cooked in foreign countries have been modified due to the lack of materials. So when in Vietnam, I want to taste Vietnamese food in local style. Spring rolls are just awesome.
Just like veteran Daniel, after enjoying the dishes, many foreign tourists are eager to learn how to cook to bring Vietnamese cuisine to their homeland.
Vietnamese and French cuisines are totally different from each other. Vietnamese food is the combination of lots of vegetables and herbs that create tasty yet healthy dishes. When coming back to France, I will adjust my cooking to use more vegetables like in Vietnam.
Ms. Anh Tuyết has 4 years welcomed thousands of foreigners who come to her cooking classes with a common passion for Vietnamese food.
All foreign tourists fell for Vietnamese food after joining the cooking class. Before the class, they were eager to discover the local food, and after enjoying it, they experienced a uniqueness that cannot be found anywhere else.
In recent years, travel companies have added cooking classes to their tours to lure more foreign customers to Vietnam. By taking part in the tours, foreigners will feel the delight while visiting local markets to buy ingredients and enjoy Vietnamese food after cooking with local families.
Foreign tourists might want to explore the beautiful scenery when they first visit Vietnam. But many book cooking classes right after they tasted local food. They love the feeling of choosing ingredients and slicing the food with their own hands.
As cooking classes have become more popular among foreign tourists in Vietnam, it is expected that more tourism promotion programs will be organized to introduce Vietnamese gastronomy to more and more international friends.
That has come to an end of our program. Thank you for joining us and see you soon.